Hey everybody, welcome to Upstairs to Ride Music. This is your host Mike McWilliams. You know, I've been kind of negative, I think, lately in some of these vlogs that I've done. You know, where I've said, you know, forget about selling your music, Spotify sucks, different stuff like that. And I stand by that because the reality is, again, it's very difficult to make any money, especially if you're counting on Spotify in order to act as a third party to help you sell your music. They've proven themselves to be no different from the record labels and the terms of the type of deals that they're handing out to artists for distributing their music. So I was thinking, well, let's put something positive. I wouldn't be where I am today if all I did was just bitch and complain about things and didn't try to find a workaround to situations. And I don't think that this is any different. So I'd like to offer you something that I think is an interesting idea for a solution. How you as an independent artist can to make a living off of selling your music. And that is to directly interact with your fans in a one-to-one basis through crowdfunding. I think that if you have a strong enough of a fan base and they enjoy your music, you're basically going to approach them and say, hey, look, I would like to make an album that you can enjoy, so you can look at this as pre-ordering the album by contributing to this crowdfunding program that I've put together, and you can contribute whatever you feel though it's worth. The most recent example that I was combing through YouTube. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I like to watch YouTube, and I found a very interesting interview with De La Soul, and that's exactly what they did. You know, they are going through hassles with their old label Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy basically is stiffing them to a degree that I think is outrageous. You know, they come from the golden age hip hop and the kind of hip hop that I enjoy. Positive vibes, positive music, stuff that I could get into back in the day. I don't listen to hip hop these days because in my opinion it's a majority of it's negative, and I don't like that negativeness. But these brothers, they certainly were pioneers in putting out positive and good, solid, funky product. And unfortunately, here we are 30 years later, and their record label is going through the process, or their old record label is going through the process of basically screwing them over and saying, hey, look, we're going to start streaming your stuff. Well, it wasn't available for streaming before because of sample clearance issues. But we're going to start streaming it now. Tell you what, we're going to cut you guys in for 10%. Which, you know, is outrageous. And again, it gives you a solid example of why you need to avoid record labels like the plague. Because they're out to get you. They're out to really, you know, do you financial harm. And very few and far between are the positive stories. And when you get lawyers involved and accountants and whatnot, man, you're setting yourself up for disaster. But we don't have to deal with that anymore. We live in a digital age where, again, we have Instagram, we've got YouTube, we've got Twitter, we've got different ways of directly reaching our fans. And that's what they did. They reached out to their fans and they said, hey, look, we want to put out a new album. If you love us and you love our work and you want to support us directly, then through this crowdfunding, a Kickstarter I think they used, they were able to raise $600,000 from about 11,000 people. Some gave $10, some gave $300 or more. But the thing is that the fan paid what they thought that getting that product from their favorite artist was worth. And I think it's a great example of what you can do as an independent artist going forward. You should be interacting with your fans on a daily basis as much as possible anyway. And certainly, if they are truly your fans and they see the value of your work and they'd like to see more of it going forward, then I don't think that they would mind if you put it to them in such a way, hey, I'm not begging, I'm basically saying, let's do a direct transaction. You pre-order the album, whatever you think you want to contribute, you think it's worth, you're going to get the record when it's done. If I don't do the record, you get your money back, real simple. But I'm going to do the album. And when you get it, just pay, just give me what you think it's worth. And I'm going to receive those funds so that I can do what I do best. I can put out an album. So this is a one-to-one transaction between you and your fans. You no longer need a third party in order to get that transaction going. I think the more that we in this new age and change our way of thinking, people got it set in their mind. What happened as a result of Spotify? They started getting set in people's minds that music is free, and that people, really, it devalues the artist, it devalues the art form. It's also negative, I think, in terms of the listener as well. Because a good quality artist, he's going to say to himself, well, what am I doing this for? What am I knocking myself out for if the only end result of this is it's going to be given away basically for free? So, the quality of the recordings go down as well, because the overhead in order to make that record the budget's not there in order to put your best foot forward. So, as a result of this current environment, this free music environment, it's been detrimental all the way around for the artist, for the listener. The record companies are going out of business. They're losing market share year on year. I think, it's getting to the point where their sales are just dwindling down to nothing. And, they are dinosaurs. They're no longer needed anymore in this day and age. And I think that we need to start educating our fans that, hey, actually this does have value. And actually this does cost money in order to produce, to get it to you. If you like it and you see it's of value, then let's do this one-to-one transaction. You fund me whatever you feel as though it's worth. You give the guy who gives $10 is going to get the same album the guy gave you $300. It's just between those two fans, that's how much they in their own minds valued that record. But it doesn't matter. They all contributed to make it happen. So just a little bit of a cautionary tale there, and a little bit of a hopeful tale out of these brothers De La Soul. In terms of what you as an independent artist can do going forward. So keep that in mind, think about it. I think it's an awesome idea. I myself, I've told you that I for the reasons that I've listed, I'm no longer going to be producing albums. But in the future, who knows? Maybe I might, take that path myself and directly interact with fans and do something like that. That's it for tonight. If you like the content, please hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike, the I don't like button, or whatever you call it. Either way, it lets me know what kind of videos that you like to see me do. If you have a strong like of what I'm doing here, then please take the time to subscribe to my channel. Down in the discussion section, please add in your thoughts on tonight's commentary. And I want to thank everybody that is supporting. I do this out of my own pocket. The money to buy the camera, to take the time to edit the video, to put it out. I'm doing this for free. I'm doing this out of my own love for up-and-coming artists and for people actually to get an understanding of what this business is about. So help me out by supporting me by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And I want you guys to have yourselves a great evening or afternoon or morning, wherever you are on this lovely planet. And take care. Bye-bye.
Like the show? Well, show your support by subscribing and hitting the like button. See you later.